welcome back to another Grappling Breakdown. This is a highly requested episode. You saw the title, Attack on Titan. This is an extremely unique, intense, and slightly deranged show where these freaky monsters called Titans hunt and eat humans. Now, one of the coolest things about this series is the legitimate grappling techniques used by the Titans in various fight scenes like the single leg X position. After we analyze these scenes, we'll award the characters their appropriate belt that we determine based on their skill level, and finally, we'll discuss possible super fights between characters from other worlds, like the Beast Titan versus King Kong. So sit back, crack open a root beer, and enjoy as we break down every grappling scene in this legendary anime. Genkai Otobashiro. Ah, the island of Paradis. Life is simple, and the people are happy in this fortified city. Nothing could possibly disturb the delicate peace that— holy shit, what the hell is that thing? After the Titans break through the walls in Season 1, we get blessed with some legendary fights of epic proportions. I'm talking straight up epic. First up on the list is at the Scouts Boot Camp sparring session, where Margot Robbie pulls up and tosses around the main character, Eren Jägermeister, like a sack of potatoes. The scene begins with Margot, also known as Annie, showing our boy Eren some basic moves. Then Eren tests his new skills out on Beta Zeta Alpha fraternity president, Reiner, by hitting a filthy cross-grip Sayanagi. He uses his opponent's momentum against him, executes the throw, and maintains his balance and control over the fraternity brother, which puts himself in a position to hit the armbar. Annie then gets mad that Eren hit such a nice throw, so she decides to humble him with an enormous Okuri Ashibarai. This is one of the coolest and most sought-after throws in Judo, so Annie is just flexing on everyone by hitting this off rip. She doesn't just sweep him though. She winds up and kicks his leg out like an NFL kicker. And she doesn't stop there. Oh no. My girl Annie is a savage. She waits for Eren to get back up just to sweep his ass back down again with a Kosoto Gari. On the ground, she obtains Neon Belly and starts telling Eren how she's gonna clap his cheeks as soon as they get back to the barracks. Don't worry though, Eren gets his revenge later in the video. The second scene that we're looking at goes down in Season 2 between the Jägermeister in his Attack Titan form versus Reiner in his roided out Titan form. Just before this fight, we witnessed one of the most insane plot twists as Reiner and his pledge, Bertolt, reveal themselves as the roided out and colossal Titans. This completely knocked my socks off the first time watching it, and the fight that followed did not disappoint. Eren gets pissed off that the boys didn't invite him into their Titan fraternity and activates his Attack Titan to land a powerful right cross. Reiner answers with a vicious punch to the face of his own that sends Eren flying about half a mile backwards. This initial exchange shows us for the first time the power difference between these two Titans and makes it clear that Eren is up against a much stronger foe. They trade a few more punches, and then Eren pulls a rabbit out of the hat by faking a punch to close the distance and hit a huge Osoto Garuma. This throw is almost identical to Osoto Gari, but instead of sweeping only one leg with Osoto Garuma, we are sweeping both legs. Big guys with long legs use this throw a lot because you have to get all the way behind your opponent with your reaping leg. Take a look real quick at Eren's flexibility here as he executed the throw. He's hitting a full split in the air, which absolutely launches Reiner up and onto his back. He's able to pull this off because while Reiner was busy partying and injecting himself full of PEDs, Eren was at yoga hitting that Warrior 3 pose, which gave him crazy flexibility. Not only does this demonstrate Eren's grappling skill, it also tells us that Eren is a strategic fighter with high fight IQ. He recognized that as a natty, he is the weaker Titan, is losing all the striking exchanges, and Reiner's armor is keeping him protected from punches, so he elects to grapple for the rest of the fight. He lands in Neon Belly position. Reiner escapes by sweeping him, but Eren seamlessly transitions into a triangle choke. Reiner defends the submission momentarily thanks to his armor, but Eren once again employs his high fight IQ by switching to an armbar, which lets him literally rip Reiner's arm off.
How much for the arm?
Beautiful control, transition, and finish by Mr. Jägerbomb. But this doesn't stop Reiner. He gets up, charges, and tackles Eren down to the ground with one arm. Now check this out, guys. In just a second, Eren pulls off an extremely technical jujitsu move that makes me think that the creator of Attack on Titan, Hajime Isayama, is a jujitsu practitioner himself, or at least a fan, because this is not a move that a casual would know. Eren locks in a freaking single leg X position. Are you kidding me? He uses this to take down Reiner and escape from his ground and pound. I was so surprised to see this technique in the show. At this point, we're starting to get a good idea of the two Titans' fighting styles. Reiner is a brawler wrestler type who uses his toughness and strength to eat punches and make the fight ugly. I'd compare him to the legend Don Fry. Eren, on the other hand, is more of a grappler technician who utilizes his high fight IQ to dictate the trajectory of the fight and nullify his opponent's strengths. He reminds me of the former UFC lightweight champion Charles Oliveira. Reiner enters for another tackle and Eren responds by jumping guillotine. Another sneaky counter that Eren could have hit here is J-Rod's double leg counter that we saw against Mighty Mouse. In this counter, J-Rod actually allows himself to be taken down by the double leg so he can subdue his opponent's arms, take the back, and hit the rear naked choke. This fight ends with Reiner and Bertolt running away to fight another day. This fight was super close. Let me know in the comments who you would give the W to. We're wasting no time getting to the rematch. These two warriors agreed to drop the gloves again to settle the score once and for all in Season 3. This time around, we immediately notice Eren's improvement as he easily dodges Reiner's punches and lands the first strike with his new hardening ability. He starts teeing off on Reiner as he has him backed up against a building. Then something very interesting happens. In the first fight, we saw Eren initiate the grappling because Reiner was dominating the stand-up. In the rematch, Eren was dominating the stand-up game, so Reiner is the one who starts grappling here. He ankle picks Eren and bounces him off a house like a little kid. The reason why Reiner is so nice with this technique is because this is the same move he uses on all his pledges during their initiation, so he's had a lot of practice. Reiner then blasts an absolute bazooka of a punch into Eren's face and tells him that he will never be allowed to join his frat. Eren recovers and locks up his closed guard that he uses to secure a Kimura submission.
How much for the arm?
He uses the Kimura to throw Reiner off of him. Instead of throwing him off here though, he could have used the Kimura to sweep him, take top position, and crank the Kimura to break his arm. Just like how Islam Makhachev finished Dan Hooker at UFC 267. This would have given Eren a 100% armbar sub rate against his buddy Reiner.
Oh, I'll get that up.
Nevertheless, another close fight between these two former comrades. Let's compare Eren and Reiner's fight to another fight between Eren against a much more skilled opponent as we take a trip back in time to Season 1. We witness a mysterious female who we later discover is our old friend Annie. We know from boot camp that Annie is a badass fighter, so Eren is up against another tough challenge. Lucky for Eren, however, he encounters her in the woods after she just got jumped by a gang of woodland elves who jacked up her arms and eye. They trade a few strikes on the feet. Annie evades most of Eren's punches, but he successfully ends up knocking her down. She retreats and regroups, but gets dropped again. Eren takes full mount, but lets his emotions get the better of him as he overcommits to a punch, which Annie effortlessly dodges, and Eren breaks his arm. Idiot! Come on, Jägermeister! This is probably because Eren is still learning to control his Titan's power. The two then share a touching moment as they stare lovingly into each other's eyes and consider just making a litter of Titan babies together right then and there in the woods. Eren leans in for a kiss, but Annie swerves him, shrimps out of mount, secures the underhook, and kicks him off of her. All part of her master plan, that sneaky little snake in the grass. Lure him in with her feminine charm, and then strike when he least expect it. It's happened to every man at least once. Annie is using technique and effective positioning to stay in this fight, as opposed to Reiner, who's all brawn and no brain. We skip forward in the fight to when she is now fully healed and ready to give Eren that work like she did back in boot camp. A few seconds pass, and she starts to run away to safety, but then she turns back around and says, "Nah, I am that bitch." She pulls off one of the sickest moves in the entire show, taking a page out of Omni-Man's book, and slices Eren's freaking head in half with her hand. Savage. Eren drops to his knees in defeat. If Eren is like Charles Oliveira and Reiner is like Don Fry, I'd compare Annie to Derek Lewis with her one-hit KO ability that we just witnessed. So how could have Eren defended against this karate chop of death? Great question. Because Annie's hands have the cutting ability of a damn Bowie knife, we need to treat this scenario like a knife attack. Or a wand fight like we discussed in the How to Defeat a Wizard in a Street Fight video. We're going to use the same system of how to pacify a wand that we went over in that video. Let's recap. Close the distance, control the wand, take down, break the jaw, submit, Selly. Not only will this save Eren from getting his head sliced off, it will also win him the fight and provide him with some great experience and a major confidence boost that he'll carry into his third fight against the frat lord Reiner. Speaking of which, Annie and Eren have their third fight, if you consider their boot camp spar as their first fight, inside the walls of Paradis. Annie is trying to run away from Eren because she's in love with Reiner, not him. Eren, heartbroken and refusing to accept this, decides that if he can't have her, nobody can, and is seen running after Annie in a bloodthirsty frenzy that can only be caused by a broken heart. He looks like a demon from the gates of hell as he pursues his former training partner. He tackles her from behind and locks up the rear naked choke with his one working arm. Eren fumbles the bag though as he gives Annie too much space, which allows her to hit him with an elbow and kick him off once again. When you have someone's back like Eren did, you need to first throw in the hooks, and second, smother them like a chef smothers a T-bone steak in mushroom sauce. You can't give them any room to breathe or set up their offense. If our boy Jägermeister did this, there is nothing Annie could have done to escape or defend, and he would have secured the dub via rear naked choke. The final fight we'll be analyzing in this video is the long-awaited trilogy match in Season 4 between the Pledge Class President and Jaeger Bomb. I know there are many more awesome fight scenes in the show that we're not covering in this video, but that's because this is a grappling breakdown. So we are specifically looking at the fights where grappling is heavily showcased. So I don't want to hear it in the comments, all right? In this trilogy match, Eren walks out into the center of the city like he's a pimp and everyone owes him money.
I'm a fucking pimp, rocking Gucci mink.
His aura and swag levels are at an all-time high. Throughout these 4 seasons, Eren has learned the secrets and abilities of his Titan, and has gone from being an untrained noob to a walking, talking weapon of mass destruction. The fight begins with Eren using Reiner's favorite move against him, the double leg tackle. They smack each other around a bit, and then Reiner hits his own double leg on Eren. But it doesn't do much. The fight ends with Eren absolutely starching Reiner and his army. His aura is just too high, and he is ascended to another level completely at this point in the show, far beyond any of the other Titans. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. We've seen and analyzed the grappling skills of these 3 Titans. Now we're going to award them their belts based on what we saw. Reiner, as we talked about, is a fighter that relies on his strength, toughness, and relentless forward pressure. He is a brawler wrestler who depends on his armor and durability to absorb punishment and force prolonged exchanges, turning fights into chaotic battles of attrition. Think Justin Gaethje, the new UFC lightweight champion, who stands up and trades blows with his opponents until someone goes down. Reiner's most used technique in the show is the double leg tackle that he hit on Eren's Attack Titan several times throughout the series. Our first introduction to the Armored Titan was back in Season 1, Episode 2, where he runs through the frickin' outermost wall of the city that has never been breached before, Wall Maria, like the Juggernaut from X-Men.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
This scene right here gave me PTSD to my rugby days, where I was forced to tackle 300-pound Samoan dudes that run a sub-5 second 40-yard dash. So with this kind of force and power, it makes sense that his go-to move is the double leg tackle. He's also seen utilizing body locks, ground and pound, clinch fighting, and slams. His strength and durability does come at a high cost though, which leads us to his weaknesses, the main one being his slowness and rigidity. His armor also limits his mobility and causes him to struggle against faster opponents with superior technique. Taking all of these factors into consideration, we have decided to award Reiner with his blue belt. His physical attributes are insane, but he lacks technique and has a lot to learn. Eren's skill as a fighter drastically improved throughout these 4 seasons. He started off with little control or technique, but by the time Season 4 rolled around, oh boy, he was murking fools left, right, and center. His deadly combination of martial arts, fight IQ, and his epic Titan abilities made him a straight-up death sentence for any unfortunate challenger.
I am Death Santa!
Eren's style evolves from a reckless brawler into a highly effective wrestler-grappler with strong submission awareness. After his training with Annie, he begins relying much more on technique, leverage, and positional control rather than pure aggression. We see he's able to easily retain and apply knowledge of techniques, like how he pulled off the Osotoguruma on Reiner after Annie hit the same throw on him. He excels at armbars and escaping from bottom, as seen in his multiple fights against Reiner. He's extremely adaptable, learns quickly, and fights at an aggressive pace with relentless pressure, all while seamlessly blending his striking with his grappling. At times, he can let his emotions cloud his judgments though and cause him to overcommit, like in his fight in the woods against Annie where he broke his arm. All of that being said, we are giving Eren his brown belt. He is very skilled, technical, and progresses very fast. We don't think he's a black belt yet because he is seen occasionally still relying on aggression or strength rather than strategy or technique. Annie's female Titan fighting style is the most technical and complete grappling style among the Titan shifters. Rather than relying on raw power, she uses timing, leverage, footwork, and technique to defeat stronger opponents. Her style resembles a blend of Judo, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and MMA. We know she was trained extensively in martial arts growing up to prepare for her role as the female Titan. She executes a variety of judo throws, trips, sweeps, takedown counters, and joint locks. She has elite technical skill and fight IQ, excellent balance and body positioning, efficient use of leverage, smooth transitions between striking and grappling, and is calm under pressure. She also possesses what is arguably the most important quality in a martial artist, the ability to finish or end the fight. She's not just someone who can dominate the exchanges, but comes up short when it's time to put away her opponent. She has deadly finishing ability like her Omni-Man slice. Her one major weakness is she's less physically dominant than most other Titans. Based on these reasons, Annie is joining her magical compatriots Fred, George, and Albus Dumbledore as our newest black belt. Congratulations, Annie. I couldn't be more proud of you. Keep up the good work. The first super match we're looking at is between two furry vessels of pure destruction, the Beast Titan and King Kong, which for this scenario, we are assuming are the same height. The Beast Titan is known for being able to control other Titans, his high fight IQ, and most notably, his insane pitching ability. In this series, he's seen throwing shards of rock or debris at his enemies and leading the other Titans into battle. He doesn't have a lot of grappling or close combat experience under his belt, except for his fight with Levi Ackerman, who absolutely dog-walked him. Our buddy King Kong is known for his incredible athleticism, durability, and physical power. Unlike the Beast Titan, King Kong really doesn't have any long-range weapons at his disposal, so he's forced to fight hand-to-hand, which he excels at. So this is a fight between a sniper rifle and a pair of brass knuckles. If KK can close the distance before the Beast Titan is able to throw shit at him, the odds definitely lean in Kong's direction because of his close combat experience and skill. I think the only way for the Beast Titan to win this matchup is to draw Kong out into the open where he can rain down artillery fire on him before he gets close. Here's how I see the fight playing out. The stage is within the walls of the city. The Beast Titan starts hurling debris at Kong, who is bobbing and weaving and ducking behind buildings to take cover. He takes a few hits and gets cut open, but manages to successfully close the distance. Kong tackles the Beast Titan into the wall and they start wrestling. The Beast Titan holds Kong at bay momentarily, but Kong eventually slips behind, takes the back, and suplexes him onto his head. Kong maintains his grip and proceeds to do this 5 more times until the Beast Titan is unconscious and he is victorious. Next up on this card is the heavyweight bout, the Colossal Titan versus Otachi, which is one of the kaijus from Pacific Rim. They are almost identical in height at 60 and 63 meters respectively. The Colossal Titan is known for being an absolute unit and the biggest of all the Titans. He relies on his massive size, heat generation, and explosive transformation to overwhelm opponents rather than engage in a technical fight. Because he pretty much sets off a mini nuke every time he transforms, he's able to use this ability as as an offensive weapon. The two main trade-offs for this power are he is very slow and immobile, and every transformation requires a huge amount of stamina. My guy Otachi is pretty much a dragon-alien hybrid. As one of the biggest kaijus in the Pacific Rim world, Otachi is built for combat. He has a powerful tail that resembles one of Doc Ock's bionic arms that can grab and smack people around. He has projectile acid breath, he can fly, and he has powerful jaws. If these two heavyweights were to square up against each other, here's how I envision it going down. Again, the setting is within the walls of the city. Bertolt takes advantage of his explosive transformation ability by waiting to turn into the Colossal Titan until he is right next to Otachi-san. This explosion weakens the kaiju and allows the Colossal Titan to get some hits in. But Otachi is built specifically for large monster combat and has a lot of experience fighting enemies his same size. This, combined with Otachi-san's superior speed, mobility, and weapon variety, give him the advantage over the Titan. Otachi recovers and spits acid at the Titan, who deploys steam as a defensive effort, but most of the acid still gets through and significantly damages the Titan. Now, Otachi smells blood in the water and starts to pop off. He tail whips the Titan, then leaps on top of him like a rabid chihuahua and proceeds to tear him apart with his powerful jaws and sharp claws to secure the victory. That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. Let me know in the comments what show or movie you want me to break down next, and I'll see you soon. Peace!